Hello, guys. Welcome to the first race of the season. It is Randall Crit up in New York City. Um, it's my fourth race of my career. Um, so I hope you enjoy this little video. Definitely noticed a lot of things I have to improve on. This has been a really windy race, really hard at some points. I was definitely bad at holding my wheel, which hurt at some hurt a lot. However, I made it all the way to the end, and you gotta watch it to see how I finished. So right now here we are getting ready to go. They have been a little bit late with races, so instead of being a 50-minute crit, it actually ended up being like 40 to 45 minutes. They reduced the time of it just to try and catch up with the schedule. The first lap of this criterium is actually a warm-up lap where they have a scooter guy go in front and you'll have to follow and just go easy, and then as soon as the first lap is over, the race is on. So it's not a standing start, it's kind of a rolling start. I actually had a friend with me in this race, and our plan was to just attack from the start, set the tone. You can see my gloves here. I had a woolen gloves, the new move. But our plan was to attack hard, set the tone, try and thin out the field. Since we're both, not as experienced at riding, we didn't want to, be in a big group and crash. Thankfully, that didn't happen. And we did manage to drop a decent amount of guys. There was 36 starters of this race today, and actually at one point of the course they had, and I think they're talking about it now, they had hole covers, metal hole covers covering some of the damage on the road, and we were assured that it's safe. However, 2 laps in, the whole one of the covers came loose and went on the middle of the road, so it's pretty dangerous to ride, and they didn't remove that until the end of the race, unfortunately. But nobody crashed, so it was pretty good. And here we're about to ready to start. And here we go. Even though it's a warm-up lap, you see the guys already setting the pace up higher. I clipped in pretty fast. I was pretty happy about that. I have trying to get used to the new look cleats. Used to be use Shimano cleats or SPDs, so it's definitely a change. There have been a couple of juniors in this race. I think the guy on my right is a junior. It's a pretty flat race. There's a little dip down here, a little bit of a downhill. You can see the elevation change, like 10 feet. You get a nice bump in speed right before this first corner here. This is a pretty easy corner. However, not right now, but I was losing wheels here, which wasn't great. And then this side of the course was very, very windy. Big crossing from the left, meaning the draft was almost non-existent. So everybody was fighting for that inside position. And as you can see, I'm on the outside, being as smart as I am. And this was the case throughout this whole race. I just was really bad at positioning myself properly. Here I take the front, because as I said, our plan was to just start hard, start fast, maybe surprise some people. So I was thinking if I get up ahead here and just kind of control the pace, I can be the first one attacking. From the front, probably not the best idea. Can't really snap anybody. I guess maybe you can, but people can see it coming. The scooter guy went up pretty far ahead, which was kind of weird. I was expecting him to be closer for this first lap. So here, I was thinking I could potentially just go now
and kind of surprise everybody with an early attack. Even though it's a warm-up lap, but I thought better of it. Probably not the best move or the nicest move, I guess. But there was definitely a possibility of doing something like that. I think that guy was supposed to be closer to us for sure. Because technically this is still a intro lap. And this Randall Crit actually has two courses, a short course and a long course. We were doing the longer course today, which is the straight up here, a sharp right turn, which in one of the laps we almost crashed into the fence. Surprised there was no crashes. But we have two quick corners here, and then a finish straight line, going a little bit uphill towards the finish. And so as we go towards the finish line, start-finish line, I will start my attack. So I go not too hard, up in like 700, 800 watts, just to pick up the pace, and then holding kind of sweet spot zone, not going too hard. I did another little dig here just to try and speed up. My heart rate's climbing here, but that's alright. Pretty excited for the race. I see a lot of manhole covers here. They're not too bad to go over. They just definitely surprise you when you go over them. It's not the nicest thing. And this guy that just passed, the guy in a white kit in front, that was the friend of mine that entered the race, and the guy that I had a plan with that to attack early on. And as you can see, we're keeping the pace relatively high. It's not super fast because there is a lot of headwind, a lot of wind in this race, so it's not going to be crazy speed numbers. But already we're dropping a little bit, we're dropping some of the guys in the field off. And as you can see here, I'm trying to hold that wheel, but I'm having issues already. I'm too far, and I'm having to go up to 500 watts just to stay on this wheel. And even and knowing that it's a crosswind here, I should be more on the inside. I'm following in behind this guy at 400 watts. No reason to do that. The guy in the white kit's the teammate. Our team name is Road Rash Racing. Thankfully we don't crash as much as the name would suggest, but just in case we do, we can't be blamed for, right? Here we're still keeping the pace high. There was a huge cross headwind here, and we're going 28, we're 24 now, kind of dropping. I'm digging pretty good here, 600 watts, 400, just keeping that pace high as high as I can. It's still a little bit of an incline here, so we're going up the hill. We're gonna go into this corner and watch this now. We had a little bit of a panic moment. I told my friend it's a sharp corner, but I guess he didn't really realize how sharp it is, so we almost hit the fence. However, we made it. And this guy in front, green bike, I don't know his name, but he was very aggressive and very swirly. He actually ran into me on a side at some point, and a lot of guys had some sort of issue with him today, so it's pretty dangerous to be around with. But thankfully, no crashes. Here I am just chilling in front. I'm not trying to do too much work. I don't want to burn too early, and I'm realizing slowly that, we did what we wanted. We can't really break away because everyone's following. So I think I'm slowly going to start heading back and trying to serve some wheels, conserve some energy, or as much as I can. And the guy actually in front left, Century Development Kit, got accidentally pulled out of the race, even though he was in the front group. That was kind of a shame. It was very interesting with pulling people out of the race today. Some people decided not to drop out, so it was sketchy going towards the last couple of laps. And this guy on the left here is almost hitting the cones. He went on the outside a little bit, got pushed out. And as you can see again, I'm cornering pretty bad. I can't grab the wheel. I'm having to go up to 700 watts just to catch up. This is something definitely I have to work on for the next race. I'm actually going to be racing again at Randall March 7th, so next weekend. I'm doing actually pretty okay here. I'm close enough that I don't have to do huge wattage, but I'm still over, 300 watts. Definitely too high for being behind people. So I let this guy through because I wanted to get on the inside of everybody, and I didn't want to push him out. But even now, even still, I'm having to hold 400 watts just to be in a draft. Yes, definitely not ideal with holding, even you look at it now, it's jumping in 500, 500, 400s, just being behind people. It's not something I definitely have to work for. I know I'm not close enough. I think I get a little bit sketched out being too close to the wheel. People swerve left and right. I don't want to get caught in that. But I think I'm just gonna have to trust people more. So now I'm really far behind. Not far behind, but I'm definitely not where I want to be. So coming into this corner, I actually have to brake. So far I haven't been braking for that corner. I just slow down. And braking really makes, since I'm a heavier guy, around 200 pounds, and corner is kind of like on an incline, braking and then having to sprint out of it definitely hurts and makes me go higher than I really want to go. Heart rate's still looking good, 175s, 4s, it's pretty normal for me. My threshold is about 180, so we're hitting that now, but I can go up to about 205 at best, so I'm still sitting pretty good. Yeah, just crazy when you watch the video of how high the watts go for just being behind. Like, this is something I should be doing in front, not really behind, but it's alright. And I'm not sure why I'm coasting here, but now I have to speed up to really catch up. So I'm doing more work than really I have to, but at least I can see the guys in front. I'm trying to avoid the manholes. Probably not the best idea to swerve like that. There's been a little bit of a dirt on the ground there, but that's okay. It's not really slippery. Here, let's see how I take this corner. This guy in front, actually front left again, is the guy that got pulled too early. I don't know how he was in our group the whole time. And I actually did really well here. This is probably the best I took that corner. The power data might be a little bit late though. I think I had to go up to 800 from that corner. But yeah, right here I'm just doing too much. I'm coasting a little bit, so it's... I think I shouldn't be coasting. I think when I coast, I'm definitely I should at least soft pedal to keep that speed up. I think Jack is just waving to the camera there. Not safe. The heart rate's pretty good. I mean, it could be lower for this part of the race, but at 170, I think that's alright. See how we take this now. So overall, this is basically the race course. It's not too hard, it's not too technical. Just with a lot of wind, it's really hard to really ride. It's very effective for breaking away. Actually, in the Cat 3 category, there were two guys that just ran with it from the first lap. They were just up on the field and just dominated. So it's really easy to break away here because it's really hard to follow, especially in a crosswind.
I'm gonna let you guys watch the video, and I will jump back in right at the finish to see what I did there. All right, and here we go, almost into our last lap. I was still holding pretty well. I think I grew thin out to like 8 or 9 riders at this point. I think my power data is a little bit out of sync. I still have to figure that out. It's definitely not as straightforward as I thought it would be. It's hard to pinpoint the exact location on the map because it's a crit, it's a circuit. So my timing is a little bit off, but you'll get the point. I'll try and explain what's happening here. So the 915, the guy on the right, is a pretty strong guy. So I was thinking here, if I try and hold his wheel, probably the best bet for the finish. So since my teammates, I can see my teammate, but at this point I thought he was too far for me to get to, or I would spend too much energy since we just entered the last lap. And luckily the 915 guy is right there, so I'm thinking, okay, I might be able to cut inside here and just be on his wheel. So I'm trying to save and conserve energy here. I'm 170 heart rate, so I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm not sure about the power at this point. I might have been doing work here, but I know I was really trying to rest out because I felt good. I felt like I can really sprint, and it's the last lap. This is the last lap, so I'll see how we did. So here, coming into this corner, I try to take it inside, try to take it sharp, and this is where I mess up first. So I took the corner pretty poorly. I was on the inside and I was still holding this guy's wheel. I had to sprint a little bit out of it, but I'm thinking, okay, I got him. But he wasn't able to hold his wheel. So now I have to go around and I have to basically sprint to catch the guys ahead. I know it doesn't, the power is definitely off here. I was doing, if I look at my Garmin, I was doing anywhere between 500 to 600 watts straight just to catch up here. Was trying not to like really snap, as I didn't want to use that. However, I had to go for longer than wanted. So here I was sprinting really tired. I was breathing really hard. I managed to catch up to the front group. Even though the gap is still there, I know the corner's coming, so they'll all be on their brakes. So I'm thinking here, okay, great, I have another shot. I am too far. I'm definitely too far now, especially because we have 2 corners left. I'm thinking, great, I can potentially corner well if I'm lucky and then snap out of it. And this is another mistake I did. I had to go on my brakes here. I tried to go on the inside. I passed one guy. We're still going uphill. I'm pretty spent. He gets back to me, and now I lose the wheel right away. And the guys are already too far up. They're sprinting. I'm way too far out. So I passed this one guy on the left. I'm pushing as much as I can. I think I peaked around 1000 watts here, but I was seated the whole time. I didn't really get out. I was trying to get to the NYU guy, but I was just way too far. And my teammate up there is actually sprinting right now, and he's taking the win. So our team actually got the win today, which was great. I finished 6th in the end. There's a lot more work that I need to do, just as far as tactics and holding the wheels and not spending as much energy as I do right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will be posting more of these. As I said, next weekend I'm racing again, same race. I will work on staying close to the guys up in front, and hopefully we get a better result.